What's up, guys? It's Jay Lobos coming back to you on another episode, and today I wanted to go ahead and talk about a topic. This morning, literally, I had another customer that came up to my office, and he's like, listen, Justo, I know we've been in the program, we've had some success, we've had some of the deletions, but I think I'm going to have to pause because I'm going to have to file for bankruptcy. And I'm like, why? So he literally came up with a few documents that I went ahead and we opened up the letters and we went through the whole thing, and it looks like it's a lot of propaganda. So guys, when it comes to you right now trying to have healthy credit, you have to think of two things. We have the financial aspect of it, which in this case, it's worrisome. It worries him, it worries me. But then there's the information that's being reported. So with that being said, what's impacting your scores is not the balance. Once the account has gone into the dark side, it's never going to be a positive item. The only thing you could do is challenge the accuracy of the information and get that information deleted. Once the information gets deleted, it's no longer on the report, then it no longer has value and it's no longer calculated as part of the algorithm. The only time that I always go ahead and tell somebody that we have to go ahead and address an account in that particular case is if you have something like this. And this is something that I also have customers that are obviously in the program. We start challenging information, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, listen, I just got served. What do? It's not to say that bankruptcy is not a solution, but I think it's a last alternative. Why? Because we know that bankruptcy stay on your credit report for up to 10 years. We know that obviously if you're looking to go ahead and purchase a home, you can't buy that home for a minimum of 2 years, as per what our mortgage brokers and obviously banks, my buddies and whatnot, that tell me. So, and that's obviously a stain too as well in the future. If you're looking for like a government job, or you're looking to apply for a job, or you're looking to apply for a license or a permit, guess what? The question's gonna come up. Have you filed for bankruptcy? So for me, that's one of the last alternatives. Quick tips and tricks and solutions that I've actually gone ahead. As part of our service, one of the things that I do is that I engage. Not only is it important for me to go ahead and challenge information from our customers, but guess what? I also have to help them. So if it's needed for me, as an example right here, obviously, it has to be a full-blown, this information obviously says when the customer has to appear in court. It gives them the attorney's information. We actually have Exhibit A. We have statements. It shows us all the information. So guess what? Calvary's really serious about taking this individual to court, so we have to address it. But that is obviously one of those things that are important. With that being said, one of the things that I always ask is, what does the customer do? I know that attorneys, federal governments, they have access to different systems that they can literally know where you work. And if you have a job that's a W-2, or they know that you will go ahead and have a home, guess what? They won the judgment, because if you don't show up, if you don't pay this, then they could go ahead and put either a bank levy, they could take money away from your bank account, they could go ahead and take money away from your job if you're a W-2 employee, or even if you have a job, a 1099, whatnot, but most enforcedly is with the W-2s. If you have a home, they could put a levy on that property, or a lien, I'm sorry. So with that being said, we have to address that. But before thinking about bankruptcy, you have to look at your options. So one of the things that I've done, obviously I have this particular case. I do a lot of debt negotiation for my customers. My customers have to give me, they have to authorize me. I go in there and I fight for them. With that being said, I actually have 2 accounts that I just recently went ahead and settled. One of them was for $1,700, $1,780 as a matter of fact, from TJ Maxx. And guess what? We were able to go ahead and settle that one item for $942. That's a huge savings. But with that being said, this customer in particular, which was also served a few times, guess what? They don't even have to go to court, because now we're settling the account, but with one thing and one intention only. With that being said, this account was actually being challenged by portfolio recovery. Not only that we were able to negotiate, settle for less, but we were also able to get the information deleted, which is even more important. I actually had another one too from ARS. Same story here. $2,800. I was able to go ahead and negotiate that down to less than $1,900, almost $1,000 savings. But again, too, with the intent of what? Of getting the information deleted, guys. If you right now you're going through a situation, if you've gotten propaganda, attorneys have access to stuff. It's public record. It's debts. It's being sold out there, right? But just because you receive propaganda doesn't mean that you have to act on it or we have to file for bankruptcy. There's other alternatives. And even if you file for bankruptcy, which I have a lot of my customers that do that, guess what happens? The information stays on the credit report. It impacts your score. What's impacting the score is the information, not the balance. Once it's gone into the dark side, it's never going to be positive, right, guys? So the number one thing we have to do, especially if you're considering of having healthy credit or thinking about either doing your own disputes or getting yourself into a credit repair company, is not only is it important to challenge, but if you do get hit with one of these things, it's important for you to go ahead and address it. Don't neglect it, guys. I hope this information was good. Share it, like, subscribe, comment. Until the next time, take care.